One of Hong Kong's most iconic housing estates is set to be demolished. If you're a millennial or a Gen Z who lives in Hong Kong or has travelled to this city, you've probably heard of or even joined the hordes of other young people capturing photos at this colourful housing estate. It's called Choi Hung Estate. Choi Hung is Cantonese for rainbow. The Rainbow Estate. But in November 2023, after more than half a century of use, plans were unveiled by the Hong Kong Housing Authority to redevelop this estate. It marks the potential end of one of Hong Kong's largest, oldest, and at the time it was built, most innovative housing estates. So, here's the story behind Choi Hung. In the years following World War II, Hong Kong received a huge influx of refugees fleeing instability from mainland China. By the 1950s, hundreds of thousands had settled in makeshift shanty towns with dire living conditions and safety risks. Tragedy struck in 1953 when a fire tore through Shek Kip Mei shantytown, displacing over 50,000 people. Spurred to action, the British colonial government launched an ambitious housing program, but many of the early resettlement estates that were built were deeply unpleasant. Entire families crammed into 100 square feet apartments with outdoor kitchens and shared toilets. Recognizing the need for innovative solutions, Hong Kong's housing authority recruited Palmer and Turner, Hong Kong's oldest architecture firm. They were given the freedom to explore new design concepts for public housing. And this is what they came up with. Built in 1962 in the rural area of Ngau Chi Wan, Choi Hung Estate offered a significant improvement over the cramped and unsanitary conditions of previous resettlement estates. With over 7,000 apartments for 45,000 residents, comparable to a small British town, it was a city within a city. Each apartment had its own kitchen and toilet, and children had play areas on every floor. The integration of housing, schools, playgrounds, markets, and shops fostered a sense of community. The bus terminus ensured connectivity to the rest of Hong Kong, a vital lifeline before the introduction of the MTR. Choi Hung felt safe, secure, and modern, with a vibrant colour palette that made it look welcoming and cheerful. A stark contrast to public housing in many other parts of the world, which were often drab, unsafe, and feared by those who didn't live in them. And Hong Kong's British colonial government absolutely loved it. They proudly showcased it to visiting dignitaries such as US President Nixon, who engaged in a friendly game of badminton with residents in 1964, as well as Princess Margaret and Alexandra, who visited their estate during their tours in 1966 and 1967. Choi Hung emerged as the blueprint for public housing in Hong Kong in the 1960s and 1970s, embodying a self-contained city with comprehensive amenities and excellent transport connections to the rest of the city. In recent years, with the advent of social media, Choi Hung has gained iconic status as a hotspot for influencers and avid photographers, attracting hordes of social media users who flock to capture photos in front of its colourful backdrop. Even K-pop bands have recognised its appeal, choosing Choi Hung as a location for their music videos. However, despite its renowned status, Choi Hung is now sadly facing redevelopment due to its ageing infrastructure. Falling concrete and water seepage have become prevalent. The population of Choi Hung is also dwindling, currently standing at 18,000 residents, as new public housing applicants are being placed in newer housing estates. In a city known for its relentless demolition and rebuilding, Choi Hung Estate is poised to be another casualty of progress. Its vibrant history and significance will remain in the memories of those who cherish this unique architectural heritage, marking the end of an iconic chapter of Hong Kong's public housing history.